Now at 10, court costs could soon help support the salaries of law enforcement personnel in Missouri. Plus, a police chase turns into a car crash on 20th Street in Joplin. And Carthage paints the town blue for homecoming week.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Missouri voters will soon decide the future of law enforcement funding in the state. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. The issue will appear as Amendment 6 on Missouri's November ballot. It asks whether the state constitution should allow the use of court costs and fees to support the salaries and benefits of certain law enforcement personnel. The Missouri Supreme Court previously ruled this practice could violate the right to court access. This amendment would nullify that decision. The Missouri senator who filed the bill that became Amendment 6 says it would ensure a robust retirement fund for some law enforcement personnel. But the National Police Accountability Project's executive director says it could create problems.
It is very much a reality or a possibility that incentive could be created if there is this connection between where the source of funding and salaries and benefits.
You can learn more about what will appear on your ballot this November on our website. That's KOAMnewsnow.com/elections. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy now for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a warmer day, but a very nice Wednesday for us today. A little bit warmer than what we saw yesterday. 83 is where we topped out. Cold start, 45, so crisp during the morning hours. 76 is our average high, record high, 93 set back in 1953, and our temperatures over the next couple days are going to be closer to that record. Most of us now upper 60s to lower 70s. We'll drop back into the lower 60s later on tonight. We have a little bit of a south wind at about 5 to 10. These are going to start to increase later tonight into the daytime hours tomorrow. So we're going to have gusts 15, 20, upwards to about 25, and that's going to help our temperatures heat up even more. Clear skies, that's what we have out there right now. That's what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours tonight. But it does get hotter over the next few days. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
See you soon. One of the suspects in connection with a body discovered on I-44 has been charged with murder. Jose Cantarero Benitez has now been charged in Jasper County with second-degree murder, first-degree robbery, and abandonment of a corpse. Jose Cantarero Benitez and his brother Adin Amen Cantarero Benitez have now both been charged with murder in connection with the death of 63-year-old Oklahoma resident Jesse Gilmore. Jose had already been charged in Jackson County, Missouri for an attempted carjacking, in addition to other charges, including assault, first-degree attempted serious physical injury or special victim, and vehicle hijacking. All of those there. The brothers are accused of killing Gilmore in mid-September, dumping his body on the side of I-44 and stealing his truck. A felony traffic stop in Joplin today turns into a car crash. Authorities began that stop around 11:30 this morning. Police say the driver then took off during the stop. The chase ended at 20th and Connecticut with a T-bone crash involving another vehicle. The driver in that other vehicle was not injured. The JPD tells KOAM Shannon Becker 2 people wanted on felony warrants were transported under police guard to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. You can head over to KOAMnewsnow.com for more details as they become available. MoDOT and AAA Missouri are asking teen drivers to show me your score. It's a competition intended to promote and reward teen safe driving in Missouri with up to $15,000 in prizes up for grabs for schools, teens, and faculty. The challenge also highlights Missouri's recently enacted citizens betting law, which prohibits the handheld use of an electronic device for all drivers. You can learn more about the Show Me Your Score challenge on our website, again, KOAMnewsnow.com. Human resource departments and companies gathered in Parsons, Kansas for the Family Friendly Workplaces Summit. The summit aimed to promote the support of families in the workplace through accommodations like paternity and maternity leave. They say family-forward businesses have higher retention rates.
In encourage our employees to take time off when needed, not only during the time that they are adding a new family member, but also as needed when children are sick or when they themselves are sick. We want them to take that time off.
The director believes family-friendly workplaces will lead to a stronger Kansas economy. City of Carthage held its Paint the Town Blue celebration this evening. Food trucks and vendors were all set up at the high school parking lot. A highlight tonight was this homecoming parade, which traveled from the 6th grade center to the high school football stadium.
My favorite part about being here tonight is probably going on the flow and just like getting to see everybody that came here to support the teams and stuff.
My favorite part about tonight was being able to be the only Carthage Junior High float in the whole homecoming parade.
The Carthage football team is going to play that homecoming game this Friday. They're going to play Joplin. The Federal Aviation Administration clears the runway for some students in Oklahoma to become air traffic controllers. That story is coming up. And the Coffeyville Municipal Airport hosts a high-flying look at aviation history. Vice President Kamala Harris headed to Georgia today in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene, while former President Donald Trump later this week returns to the site of an attempt on his life that shocked the nation. Their running mates are hitting battleground states after last night's first and only vice presidential debate of the campaign. Bradley Blackburn has the latest.
Did he lose the 2020 election?
Tim, I'm focused on the future.
Rallying in Michigan the day after the vice presidential debate, Republican Ohio Senator J.D. Vance was asked about that memorable exchange with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz.
I'm focused on the election of 33 days from now because I want to throw Kamala Harris out of office and get back to common sense economic policies.
It is disqualifying to not acknowledge that the 2020 election was won by Joe Biden.
As he campaigned in battleground Pennsylvania, Walz championed his running mate, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Character matters, and Kamala Harris has it.
Thank you.
Harris visited Georgia, which is struggling, along with large parts of the Southeast in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene.
I am here to personally take a look at the devastation, which is extraordinary.
Former President Donald Trump is set to rally in Pennsylvania on Saturday. He'll return to the location in Butler, where he was grazed by a would-be assassin's bullet.
Great place. And we're going back to Butler, by the way. We're going to go back and finish our speech.
On Wednesday, the U.S. Secret Service issued a statement saying Trump is receiving heightened protection after Butler and last month's apparent attempt on Trump's life at his West Palm Beach golf course. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The Secret Service says it's made comprehensive changes to its communications capabilities and is coordinating closely with local and state authorities in Pennsylvania. The security perimeter has expanded for Saturday's Trump rally in Butler, and U.S. Secret Service personnel will also be stationed both inside and outside of the secure zone, including on the roof of the shed from which Thomas Crooks previously fired shots. The remains of a young Seminole boy who died in Pennsylvania nearly 145 years ago have been returned back home to Oklahoma. Albert Mecco went to school at Carlisle Indian Institution for Industrial Schooling back in 1879. He passed away in 1881 at the boarding school in Pennsylvania and was buried at a cemetery in Carlisle. Well, yesterday, a plane carried Mecco's remains back to Tulsa, Oklahoma. His remains were escorted by the Seminole Nation in a motorcade.
It's always important. I don't think as Americans today, any of us think that when our children go off to school, university or wherever they may be going, prep school, that we will not see them return to our home. Albert did not get that opportunity to return back home.
Mecco will be reburied at the Seminole Reservation on Friday. Some students in Oklahoma have a chance to aim higher. Graduates of the air traffic control programs at Tulsa Community College and the University of Oklahoma can now bypass the Federal Aviation Administration Training Academy. The FAA says the move will make it easier to hire air traffic controllers amid a shortage. Air traffic controllers are so short-staffed, many have been working 6-day weeks of mandatory overtime. The commemorative Air Force Rise and Above Traveling Air exhibit makes a special stop in Coffeyville. The event showcases the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen and Women Air Force service pilots and highlights their contributions to aviation. The tourism guide encourages everyone to take in the event, not just as a learning experience, but something to enjoy.
We love that we have this connection to them and this heritage, through history, and we are so excited to share not just with our citizens, but with so many people surrounding the area.
This event, which begins tomorrow, is going to run through Sunday. The team here at KOIM wants to show their appreciation for everything first responders do for the community. Tomorrow, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., we're throwing an appreciation lunch for area first responders and medical personnel. We've already got the grill set for this free lunch event, which is a small token, really, of our appreciation for everything you do. Interested first responders and medical personnel can head out here to the KOIM studio for this free lunch event, and a sincere thank you from us to you. Doug's next with a look at your forecast, and a little bit later, Freeman Health System demonstrates a modular hospital with the thought of disaster readiness in mind.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Plenty of sunshine, a little bit warmer than what we had on Tuesday, but still very nice. It looks great outside right now. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. Of course, we're looking at downtown Joplin. All right, warmer today. Look at this. Yesterday, mid-70s. We dropped into the mid-40s during the morning hours, so it was kind of chilly, but warmer this afternoon as we went into lower 80s for afternoon highs. We're still kind of hanging on, mainly upper 60s to lower 70s at this point in time. The winds are going to start to pick up a little bit for us on Thursday, and what that will do in return is warm our temperatures up. So a south wind at about 5 to 10, but we're going to get gusts at times 20, 25 miles per hour throughout the daytime hours on Thursday. On Friday, we get another weak little front or wind shift line is going to drop in, but still it's going to be kind of breezy as we go into Friday afternoon as well. Clear skies, nothing going on across the entire four-state area. Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, all looking clear. In fact, if you take from Joplin points westward, there's nothing going on. That's our weather as we go through the next several days. No big storm systems heading in our direction. Let me show you why. We always look for the jet stream. The jet stream is where the storm systems like to hang out. You can see these white lines to our north, very close together. That's where the winds are the strongest. That's where our jet stream is. But because the storm systems hang out where the jet stream is, if it's not down here, we don't get any storm systems. Now we get a weak little front on Friday. Here comes another little kink in the upper level flow. Another front on Sunday. But as we go into next week, no storm systems, meaning we are going to stay mainly dry over the next 7 days. Maybe some rain chances try to sneak in here by the time we get into late next week. All right, let me walk you through time. By morning, temperatures are going to be sitting lower 60s. Quick warm up, sunshine, mid 80s by noon. I think most of us will get up 90, 91 degrees during the afternoon. Let's go 91 in Stockton, 91 in Bella Vista, 92 in Grove, Chanute. Also up to about 92 degrees. Thursday night, drop back lower 60s again. Friday, we have that weak little front that shifts through, but still, it doesn't do much for our temperatures. We still go 88, 89 degrees. 62 in the morning, 85 by noon. High temp 91 on your Thursday. Let's jump into Friday evening. Four-state Friday night high school football. We're going to be holding on to decent weather. A little warm, kickoff 81, 72 by the fourth quarter. And if we take a sneak peek at the weekend, still hot, still dry as we go into Saturday and Sunday. 91 on Thursday. Let's go 88 on Friday. 91 on Saturday. Sunday 86. But look at Monday. High temp 78, 80 on Tuesday. So we do cool down a little bit early next week.
Doug, thanks. In the wake of Hurricane Helene, a lot of people are thinking about emergency readiness. Four-state region, of course, is no stranger to natural disaster and the impact it can have on immediate medical services. Well, KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks takes a look at a modular hospital provided by Freeman Health System that has such an event in mind.
We're doing a little mass casualty exercise, and it's what we're calling an alternate care site plan, where we've had to go off-site to take care of our patients. And we've been planning this for a while, and typically we do it for clinical staff. Today it was for the people that have to set up the facilities, that have to operate in these conditions. So it was a good learning chance for people that don't typically get to participate with us. When we saw what was going on down south, North Carolina, Florida, total devastation. Everything I'm getting from my people, it's nothing like we've ever seen. We saw the Joplin tragedy, but imagine that being 500 square miles where you can't get in or out of town. You have no water, no electricity, no phones. So I wanted everybody to take a few minutes and think about what could happen. What we've got today, behind me is a 24-bed modular facility. And this is an area where we can house patients until we can transport them to a better standard of care. We have a triage center set up that we can have 6 patients to triage in. We have mass communication, satellite, 5G, cellular backup systems, radios, emergency lighting we have on display, a number of different types of generator systems. So we put everything we have out for display, and let us practice with it today. You know, Freeman, we're not a first response agency, so if something is needed in Lamar, Nevada, Springfield, we'll take the facility to them, or they can come and get it. We'll help them set things up, but we're not there to staff everything. And that's why we invited all these other healthcare providers so they can see it firsthand. You don't want to do this in the middle of a disaster and never walk through it, never set anything up.
Still ahead, Miami High School softball hosts a regional tournament, and the Royals try to finish off a sweep of the Orioles. John Dale says highlights from those games and more up next.
On wheels. Volunteer drivers needed.
Playoffs come quickly for Oklahoma high school softball. We're just starting the month of October, but this afternoon, Miami hosts a Class 4A regional tournament. Lady War Dogs are the top seed, and after an 18-2 regular season. First game of the tournament today between Oologah and Muldrow, not overly competitive. The Mustangs take it 11-1 after just 6 innings. That means they play directly afterwards in Game 2 against the Lady War Dogs. Game 2 of the regional tournament, Miami on its home field, but is the away team on the scoreboard. Top of the first inning, Mizzou commit Sydney Forrester steals third base without even needing to slide. She'd later score on a hit batter. Later in that frame, bases loaded, Bailey McCarthy hits a line drive into left field. That'll score 2 runs. Lady War Dogs lead 3-0. Bottom of the inning, Danae Green in the circle. Starting pitcher for Miami. She gets a ground ball over towards Forrester at short. She flips to second for the fielder's choice. They nearly turn the double play. Next inning, runner on third, and Hayden Pilkington lays down a bunt, places it perfectly, run scores, and she's safe at first. Lady War Dogs run away with it. Final score 11-1 after just 5 innings. Miami needs one more win tomorrow to earn a regional championship. To pro football, Chris Jones has been named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week. This comes after he caused havoc in Sunday's 17-10 Chiefs victory over the Chargers in LA. Jones finished that contest with 2 sacks, 4 tackles, and 6 quarterback pressures. Most importantly, though, he's helped lead the Chiefs to a 4-0 start. They're in action again on Monday night, taking on the Saints. Now to Major League Baseball. The Royals won their first postseason game in 9 years yesterday, 1-0 over the Orioles. That sets up this afternoon's matchup. If Kansas City wins, it moves on to the ALDS. In that contest, we start early on, top of the first inning. Vinny Pasquantino drives in the first run of the game with that RBI single. 1-0 at that point. Seth Lugo, the starting pitcher for the Orioles, and here he gets a fly ball deep toward the warning track, but that's run down and caught. Take another look at that. Great play to keep it at a 1-0 game. Royals still in front. Lugo's fired up. Orioles still yet to score a run in this playoff series. Next inning, though, Cedric Mullins hammers this pitch deep to right, gone. We're tied at 1, and the Orioles finally get their first run of the playoffs. But right away, the Royals respond. Bobby Witt Jr. with this ground ball up the middle. He beats out the thrower to first, and a run scores on the play, so it's 2-1 Royals. Same score into the 9th inning. Lucas Ursag on the mound trying to close it out for the Royals, and he does the same that he did last night. Gets a strikeout swinging. Royals win it 2-1. They move on to the ALDS against the Yankees. The Yankees do have the best record in the American League, but the way the Royals are playing right now, they're not going to go down easy.
That's right. In fact, that they were able to wrap this up in 2 games instead of 3 means they have a little bit of extra time to rest up, get their pitching rotation in order, and see what they can do.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Well, of course, it's going to start to heat up a bit as we go through the next few days. So 91 tomorrow, quite a bit warmer than what we saw today. 88 on Friday, back to 91 on Saturday. Plenty of sunshine, stays dry. We do cool down a little bit early next week, but unfortunately, over the next 10 days, we don't have any chances for rain.
And that is a shame. We certainly do need some rain. Everybody knows that. Final sports notes.
Yeah, we get a lot more high school softball tomorrow in Oklahoma. I was talking about Miami a little bit earlier. They play again tomorrow if they win. They're regional champions. And then Fairland has already won a regional championship, but has super regionals starting tomorrow.
Wow, a lot to look forward to.
Definitely.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.